Hello and welcome to Artegan Flight 001. This is your captain speaking. If you are traveling through another dimension, you are in the right seat. A dimension not only of sight and sound and mind, but a journey into a wondrous new vibratory frequency. We'd now like to tell you about some important safety features of this aircraft. The most important safety feature we have aboard this aircraft is your attention. Please buckle up, everyone. It is going to be a thrilling ride. It's through our lifestyle, how we live our lives in the day-to-day, that determines and continuously tests our ideas, our visions, our philosophies, our spirituality, our religious leanings. Puts it on its feet, walks it around to see if it can sustain a big, bold, beautiful life, if it can sustain who we really are in the world. Hello and welcome to Artegan Weekly Bread, your spiritual board meeting for the week of February 8th to February 15th, 2021. I am your Madam President of the Artegan, Natalie, spelled Natalee. Welcome everyone. Have a seat, grab your Scooby snacks, tea, coffee, all in the back, including lemon water. It's going to be a fantastic week. This is what we've been building towards for quite some time. Myself in particular. Let's just jump right into the President's Report. I'm so excited for every single one of us for this week, and every single one of us will have this huge, powerful, just burst of energy in a few different areas of our lives, depending on where your sun is, your sun sign, your rising, your ascendant, as well as your moon sign. And here's what I'm feeling about this week's new moon in Aquarius that I'm most excited about. Liberation. What's better than liberation? What's better than just feeling free? What's better than feeling empowered to live in that freedom, unobstructed? What is power? Well, let's start there. What's power? The power itself is the ability to do something without being stopped, without being interrupted. And the ultimate power is the spiritual power. The ultimate power comes from deep within our cores, where no one can get to unless we allow it. And this is where all of us, because of what the world is right now, are groomed to give away for free, especially when we become successful at manipulating the physical world around us. It empowers a system that ultimately manipulates us to disempower ourselves. And that's grooming. That's what grooming does, is that it grooms you to perpetuate the programming long after the grooming session, or long after the person grooming you or the grooming influence has left. That's most successful. And we are all groomed as children, every single one of us. That's just what happens. Whether we had parents that showed us and groomed us to be very confident, self-assured, emotionally self-regulating, or whether our parents just didn't care, they just cared about feeding us and clothing us and sending us to like good schools or whatever, or whether our parents groomed us to love abuse and perpetuate abuse and to, not question trauma, to gaslight ourselves about memories, whatever it is, it's our job as adults to either solidify the best of what we learned and what we were taught, or it's up to us to reprogram ourselves and regroom ourselves and reparent ourselves, in a sense, to be our own mothers, our own fathers, since every single one of us has masculine energy as well as feminine energy that we use for different purposes, to create our own lives as well as to qualify other people that we allow into our energy fields, into our homes, into our existence. So when I talk about liberation, I'm talking about that internal liberation. I'm not talking about, oh, we fall and we get a financial windfall and we come into a lot of money and, oh, we can not worry. What did Johnny Cash say? He said something about wealthy enough to not worry about money to worry. No, he said something like, I'm so sorry, I'm butchering this. Wealthy enough to worry about everything else in the world except money, something like that. So I'm not talking about that kind of like liberation. I'm talking about the liberation that no one can take from you. No one can touch. No one, you could be locked up in a cave for 30 years. You can be ostracized from your community. You can be, kicked out of your family. You can be, whatever it is. And you still have that within you, that source of power, that seat of power. And that's what we can expect this week, not just this week, but for the next 6 months, for the next 20 years or more. So, all right, let's jump into it. Astrology report. So you guys, that grooming that I talked about earlier doesn't stop. You're constantly grooming other people how to treat you. You're teaching other people how to treat you. You're constantly grooming yourself and training yourself, reprogramming yourself, adding things to your database, taking things out. So it's not a stagnancy. There's constantly the ebb and flow of who we are as we continue to grow and expand and all of that jazz. So we're coming out of a weird weekend where we're getting sober about certain things, but then we're also being liberated and knocked out of certain bad habits. That's Venus Uranus. So by the time we get into Monday with the sun at 20 degrees of Aquarius conjuncting Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, we're already prepped for some big realizations. We're already prepped for growth. Now, what's happening Monday is called a Cazimi, where Mercury's in the heart of the sun and he's just getting all super crispy, burned up. And because Mercury's retrograde here, this speaks to what's coming from our past, that it's an energy that I feel is dominantly mental, dominantly internalized, immaterial. Because what's gearing up for Thursday is a vision, a whole new vision. So on Monday, there is going to be light, the bulb. There's going to be that eureka moment where something is finally clear. Something is finally like, I got it. There's that one thing. There's that one thing that I had been missing this entire time. And now you have it. And now you have it. And honestly, we always benefit through conscious self-awareness. It never lets us down. It's conscious self-awareness that gets us through the crises. And what is a crisis other than something happening that we just don't have the maturity level to deal with at that time? Because what happens when a crisis hits? You go through it, you come out the other end, and you get through the crisis situation. Only now you're at that maturity level required to meet it. And that all has always have to do with self-awareness. So there's self-awareness, sure, on Monday, today, when this is coming out, but there's also going to be potentially information being brought to light on a former situation that was previously stumping us, that we previously couldn't intellectually figure out, that we previously couldn't crack. Like a delicious puzzle or a delicious riddle that we just don't know the answer to. So it's a great day. Monday's a great day. Great, big, beautiful day. We're still gearing up for this new moon. Now, what's interesting about the new moon, and that's what I'm moving into next, this new moon on the 11th on Thursday features the sun, moon, Mercury retrograde, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, all in Aquarius. Like the whole sign, from like every Christmas tree. Some area in your life is being lit up like a Christmas tree. And it's the birth of a new vision for your life. This area of life, wherever Aquarius is in your chart, you're seeing something new. You're seeing something new for yourself. And the idealism is so important. It really, really is. It's really, I can't stress how, I'm going to write about it when I have like time, but imagination, visualization, And having a vision is so, so, so important. I cannot overemphasize how important it is. And this is it where after Thursday, Friday, it's going to start opening up for you. And because it's Iranian, it has this, Uranus and Mars is involved too. It's got this shock fast factor to it where it could come in like a lightning bolt. And then in the blink of an eye, in an Augenblick, everything is just different and new. So that could be energy coming into your life. It could be coming from within. But there's something about this new moon where things can never be the way they used to be. This is an area of your life that you have been waiting for. This is part of why you incarnated here in this incarnation, in this physical flesh body, to be who you are right now, whatever age you are right now, whatever you look like right now, whatever's going on in your family situation, living situation, work, career situation. You've wanted this brand new refresh, reboot moment for yourself. It's a real breath of fresh air. It's like that cold morning air. What's that Greta Garbo movie? I think it's Queen Christina, where she puts the snow in her face. It's like that's very Scandinavian. But this is that moment where it's like, frigid, cold, fresh, crisp, clean air. LA, it's so gross. It's a bowl. It's a bowl, and like all the fresh circulating air goes like over it. I know when I negotiated that contract for weeks, I was there for weeks as I got sick because it was like gross air. Anyway, so I had to acclimate, which it's like, ew. So sorry, digression. Fresh air. This is fresh air. And you're going to see, it's not just about something new. So there's also something very heart-centered about this. So Venus conjuncts Jupiter in the sky in Aquarius on this new moon. And astrologers call this the most romantic day of the year. It's okay. It might be for you. But what this is going to be, it's going to feel really good. So you can use this energy to cook a fantastic feast and eat it yourself, or for your friends and your family, whatever. You can use it for a first date. You can use this energy for a family reunion. You can use this energy for apologizing to someone you want it to go really, really well. It's like, it's like this uplifting, it's like this uplifting energy. This is finally where you get to make the changes that can no longer wait. It can't possibly wait another second. This is something that's bursting from within you. Whatever's going on for you this week, over the next couple of weeks, basically a lot's going to change between now and like March, but like now and through March. But after that, the rest of the year, the rest of 2021 is going to be in this new energy that you create for yourself. So you probably are starting to see where this is going for yourself. Like, what have you been visualizing for yourself? What have you been wanting to change? What have you been, really yearning for? What's been really passionate for you mentally? What have you been seeing? This is something you can see. This is something, if this is love for you, you can see yourself with that person. You can see it, and you can see yourself doing things together and building things, or whatever you like to do. If you like motorcycles, you see each other riding around motorcycles. If you like climbing trees, you see your person climbing trees, whatever it is. If this is business, you can see the beginning of a whole empire. It's a big seed what's being planted, this new moon. You can see not just a business for the next 5-10 years. You can see generational wealth forming from this. You can see a big tree with all the little limbs of all the other LLCs, the other businesses, the other offshoots, the other brand offshoots of whatever the kernel of the idea is. If this is, whatever this is in your life, whatever it is, it has so much potential to be really, really successful. So honestly, you guys, whatever you're envisioning, and that's what I'd like you to just do. I'd like you to just sit back and like imagine and just go with your flow, go with your curiosity. Don't put any restrictions or judgments on that, and see what comes up, because this is something that's going to align you with your path. It's a breakout energy. It's a liberation that you've been building up towards for a long time. It's how you use it though, and that's kind of what I want to leave you with. As I'm gonna do the new moon live stream here on YouTube, but I just really wanted to pump you guys up for this because it's the future. It's the future, and what's great about the future is that you make it. You make the future with the present moment, and like I said about the lifestyles, like look at your life, look at your everyday. How do you wake up? What are your routines? What feels good to you? Because this is an energy that supports your freedom, that supports whatever oddities and whatever eccentricities or whatever's a little bit different or a lot different, whatever's a lot different, this energy supports. So if it's a very unconventional business idea, shoots to the moon. If this is an unconventional, this could be, if you're dating, you could date someone that's very different. This is very, very, very different. They're not like your type. Maybe they're no one's type. Maybe they're not maybe they don't fit into a type. This is a person to be wildly successful based on, you just switching it up and doing something very different. If you're married, if you're in a relationship, a long-term relationship, this is like an infusion of wonderfully experimental and new and appreciatively new energy between you and your person. Go through life in a whole new lens. A whole new lens, because that's another thing about this new moon is about the vision. So for people that have trouble with vision and trouble seeing where their life is going, this is going to help. And for everyone else that, maybe you saw your life going a certain way, this Mercury retrograde energy about this new moon is showing you and actually bringing an energy from the past as a bit of a second chance so that you can, and here's the great thing about this, if that second chance energy is coming up for you, whether it's a money-making opportunity or a love opportunity or whatever, the best part is that this second chance is actually better than what you felt like you lost in the past. So let's say you missed the mark in the past. This is better. This is better. Whatever you felt like you lost, you felt like wasn't possible for you anymore, this is better. This is way better. And going back, just before we go into the psychic report, I'll try not to make this a super insanely Charlton Heston long video, but the grooming, honestly, every single one of us has masculine energies that we need for a healthy ego, to feel self-confident, to negotiate what we are worth, to acknowledge in others the talent and skill they have, and to hire them and be really, really confident in our leadership abilities and our working abilities and our creating abilities and our idea making abilities. Every single one of us has feminine energy that we need to create our own homes, to feed ourselves, to nurture ourselves, to develop and grow spiritually, emotionally, to mature. Every single one of us. So the care and keeping of that, what it takes to create the home, create the income that supports the home, create the atmosphere within the home, that's the reality. That's the grooming. That's where, honestly guys, that's where the magic happens. And it's the masculine within us that protects those boundaries, that protects what's within these walls. Because in these walls, that's where your freak flag flies. That's where, if you're a weird little kid, you can just live in la 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 and look out the window and read your books, and you're protected from danger from the outside world. You're protected from judgments from the outside world that would inhibit you from thinking in certain ideas or what have you. Obviously, the parents are supposed to protect you and teach you how to be a confident, masculine force, and, have another parent that shows you how to be comfortable emotionally expressing yourself and all of that jazz. And so when we go through traumas, when we go through all kinds of all that other mishigas, that's the programming that takes over. So when we have that conscious awareness and we can say, you know what, I want something different for myself. I don't want what I have growing up. I want something different for myself, for my kids, for my, then we reprogram ourselves, and then we create our own realities with that conscious awareness, and it's empowered, and it's not living someone else's life. It's not living according to someone else's value systems. It's not giving who we are away in exchange for what? What is worth who you are? What is worth you giving your power away? What's worth that? What? Tell me what's worth that. What's worth that? Nothing's worth that. If you're weird, if you're unique, if you're different, if you want to do something weird, unique, and different, if you want, this is the moment. This is the moment where we all just get to let our freak flags fly, and it's good for us. It's good for the future. It's good for us supporting each other as human beings. Okay, I'm going to switch into the psychic report because obviously I can just go on and on and on. Okay, the psychic report, you guys, perfect timing because I had to plug in the laptop. So, psychic report, guys, the most exciting download that I got, I can't share with you. I know it's not fun. You'll understand later. In retrospect, it will all make sense. As far as you guys go and the psychic report, I got this interesting download about 2 seats of power within you. And it's sort of like, I really feel like it's this masculine feminine principle, which I really do have to do a separate video on it. It's not associated with gender. It's not associated with genitalia. It's associated with ideas and concepts and a better way to understand how energy works and how to be masters of our realities. So I'll save that for that. I did get a very sad download though, and I'll just put it here because I'm not sure who it's for. I picked up this sort of outline of a person, and deep within there was like another version of you or of this person, and they were shaking. It's almost like they were shaking someone on a bed, like wake up, wake up, wake up. But the person in bed was their heart, and it's almost like they were waking up their own heart. It was really weird. It was very bizarre, but that's what I got. That's what I got. And I get what I get. You guys know how that works. So someone's heart being kind of like woken up. If this is romantic for you, or if you want to use this energy romantically, get your vision together. I mean, it's probably already organically like that, but get your ideas and really see it in your mind's eye, and then communicate it. Then communicate it so that you guys are all on the same page. But if this is romantic, it's romantic in the sense of the romance existing in what could be, what you could build. And this applies whether if you're married, what could you build with the next 30 years of your lives together? And what does that reality look like? If this is, you're getting to know someone, you're dating someone, what could it possibly, what's the best that this could be, given who I am as an individual, unique person, and them as well, and what can that lead to? And if you're single, this is your life in a sense of what jumpstarts your heart on that level. If you're single, what gets you to be so idealistically impassioned? So for some, it'll be a creative endeavor. It'll be a child of the mind. For some, it will be your actual children. It will be actual physical children that you have. That's why I love playing with kids. It's a wonderful escapist thing for me personally. I mean, when I'm with my niece, when she was 2 or 3, I would just make a spaceship wherever we were and just mime it, the whole thing. And then she was totally there with me every single, moment, whatever I would pull out, she was right there. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So just like you play pretend with children, that's what your growing up is supposed to be. That's what grooming is supposed to be. Grooming is supposed to be where you inspire your children, where you inspire yourself to just go to the limits. I mean, go to the max, go to the sky and beyond, and reach emotionally and intellectually, because that's the fire that drives you within to reach physically, materially for something. So if you are dating someone, and all you see in your visions are, romance and love and sex and, all of that stuff, also add to that home element, that home life, if that is something that you want. If you that's where you want it to go. And if you're married, or if you're in an established partnership or a long-term, long-distance thing, the same thing applies. And you can envision with a clean slate. Try that. Try envisioning, not carrying the baggage of all that past, but wipe the slate clean. If there were no obstructions, if there was no, whatever that is for you, because that's what it's going to be. And when you choose to live with someone, when you share your home with someone, what reality are they creating? Because those times that I was putting us in a spaceship, I could have easily have been moaning and groaning about traffic and standing in line at the grocery store and how some woman in front of me cut me in line. And it could have just been like energy work for the negative and pessimistic and, like all goblinish. And, my little niece could have just been like, oh my God, this is so not fun. I just want to play. So when you're sharing your space, your physical space, honestly, guys, I love masks. I love hand sanitizer. I love gloves. I love all of that. I was quarantining before everyone was quarantining, except we didn't call it that. I was really like Howard Hughes. But honestly, I think it'd be so adorable if we just had, I wish I had it with me, like a nice silver tray with, like how they used to have, like in the 50s, like little things with single cigarettes, just like refreshments and mints and things that you offer to your guests, the home. I think masks and gloves and hand sanitizers can get so cute and interesting and inspiring, and just manners. If we incorporated all of that stuff that people are really afraid of and feel really defensive about and feel really triggered by, if we can convert that into a form of manners, and if we had a good example of that on the world stage, I feel like all of this issue could just really be mitigated to zero. Because it's the grooming. A leader of a country, a leader of a people grooms those people that observe. When you guys watch me, it's a little bit different for you and me because I am psychic. And so when you guys watch me and you're connecting with my vibrational frequency through this video audio channel, you're actually energetically connecting with me, and I can eventually channel your message, your personal message. So it's a little bit different, but the concept is the same, where, whatever you're taking in, whatever your attention is on. That's why my little Twilight Zone little doo-doo in the beginning, I changed my intro. That's why the greatest safety feature of this aircraft is your attention. When I have your attention, I can groom you to believe in yourself, uplift yourself, develop your psychic ability, open up your antennae so you can get your own downloads, have your own psychic experiences. I live a very synchronistic lifestyle. Like everything, every day is super different and really, I never know what to expect. And the synchronicities are fun and beautiful and glorious, and I want that for you guys. It's not enough to just see me go through it or see another psychic go through it. It's when you have the experience, when you go through it, when you empower your life, and when you make those changes that open you up to a greater experience here on earth. I really want everyone to just make the most of their lives. That's why I'm so excited about this new moon in Aquarius, is because it's liberation. Whatever you've been like holding back, that's where you're ready to just burst out, ready to just break out, break free, man. All of that immaterial creation is getting a huge boost this week, and it's going to last for the rest of our lives. It's going to last the rest of our year. It's going to last the next 20 years. So dream like the highest dream. Envision the most beautiful vision. Really go for the gold here. Seriously. And really take what I said about the grooming, because like I said, when you're sharing fantasies, or when you're in the vision and you're seeing someone, if you're seeing someone living, oh, you see my Zeppelin. I've had that for a really long time. I have to paint it. I guess you have to like put it together. I thought it just looked like that. I thought I could just buy it, put it up. Bought that years ago. But apparently you have to you have to paint it and put and glue it and all that stuff. So if anyone wants to help me. Anyway, so when you share your house with someone, for instance, and you share your energy, that's what I was talking about, sorry. When you share your energy bubble, you know, you have your aura, you have all your different energy bodies. You don't see it on camera, you just see my flesh body, but there are other parts of me that are on camera but not visible to the naked eye. And so when you're sharing space with people, you may be in a situation where you have restraints, those kinds of restraints, or familial restraints, or physical restraints, or, you know, government restraints, whatever that is. You want to focus on what you can control in any situation you're in. So even if we perceive you to have a lot of resources, a lot of control, a lot of power, you could still be feeling very, very resentfully owned, resentfully controlled by something, a system, an organization, psychological programming that has stayed with you, that grooming that continues after you've left the house and all that jazz. So whatever it is, wherever you're at in terms of your lifestyle, because that's really what I'm speaking to. This Aquarian energy, this whole week, it's about, I want you to channel this energy, changing your lifestyle, because that's what tests your ideas. This is what New Moon's all about, great ideas. So ask yourself the reality you want for yourself. Ask yourself and really envision it, and keep and hold that vision, maintain that vision, and focus on your self-awareness. Focus on your own spirituality, your own thoughts, your own ideas. What does it feel like to be in your mind? What does it feel like to sit in your emotions? And then you can realistically, because there's Saturn here as well. This is why it's such a powerful new beginning, is because whatever you launch will have structure and staying power. It'll get better as time goes on. So whether this is a relationship, this new friendship, new lover, new a family reset button, it'll restructure itself in the most idealized form, and that's what you're manifesting, and then it will last and gain in value and appreciate in value over time. It'll be something that you really, really treasure. That's why I want you to just like reach for the, you know? Okay, so that's all still in the psychic report. I know I was all over the place, but psychically, I'm picking up a seat of power that's actually 2 seats within your core. I'm picking up a lot of this masculine, feminine. I'm picking up a lot of death energy, which is transformative, transforming something into a whole new form. The energy is a whole new thing, a whole new form. And that's what we're doing with everything that's been in Capricorn and so hard and heavy the past few years. We're taking that wisdom, we're taking what we know, what we've learned, we know what we definitely don't want. And that's a great place to start. We know what we don't want, we know what doesn't fit. So then we can transform what's left over into something that does. We take that wisdom and form it into important sentences that we need to tell other people. We take those learning experiences and apply that to the next agreements that we make, the next things that we take in for ourselves, the next commitments that we enter into. So there's a lot coming out. So let's go ahead and jump into the tarot report. Probably going to be a short tarot report, you guys. I'm not feeling a complicated message. First card out. I was shuffling in my lap here, and the Ace of Cups. I'm not feeling anything very complicated. This is something very powerful, big, straightforward. You very likely already know. If you don't know, now you know. This is going to come out Monday, 3 a.m. PST. So Monday's your day that you're going to have this huge epiphany, right? You're going to have this huge, like, I know it. I see it. It's right there. And so you're going to, I want you guys to just run to the races. Let me, hold on. You guys have to see this. I'm gonna pick it up just how I'm picking it up. You guys have the other, who's good at math? Not me. What's the odd? What are the odds that we would get? There's only 4 aces total, and you got the first 2 cards out of 78 cards, the first 2 aces. This is interesting. If this is a new relationship for some of you, Mercury's retrograding, so it'll probably be a very karmic connection. I hope that you have context with this person. I hope that you were either, you know each other from before, or you have like, I don't know, friends, similar friends or something, or someone introduces you. Hopefully you have some context with this person. But if it's a new relationship, it's a very emotionally powerful new relationship that's going to make both of you a lot of money over time, or be financially lucrative over time, especially if this is a business relationship. This would be very creative, but it looks very emotional too. Or it's the relationship itself that gains in value over time, and it just turns into, you know, a new best friend, or someone you can really bounce, you know, ideas back and forth off of, about your life, about business, creativity, investments, whatever your thing is. This is interesting. I'm picking up something dark, something hidden in the drawer underground. I'm really getting, because the aces are inception energy, where it's something that's a strong beginning, but you've got to nurture it, you've got to water it, you've got to let it grow. Ooh. Speaking of being in the dark, the Hermit. Interesting. So this is an energy about Dark Night of the Soul. He leaves the village to go up to the top of the mountain and to feel his pain. This is actually really similar to the energy I was picking up with someone waking up their own heart, or someone, it's almost like maybe you're like your child self going like, wake up, you know, some kind of like that, this Hermit energy. He goes to the top of the mountain and oh, why am I getting that memory? Oh, she's giving me this, one of my own Dark Nights of the Soul moments. I can't talk about Cape Fear right now. I can't right now. Maybe later, but someone wants me to talk about Cape Fear. But long story short, this is someone going up to feel the pain and ask all the questions. And only when they go alone and isolate to the top of this mountain do they hear the responses. And they gain the wisdom and the self-awareness, because they followed that light, the star, and that little lantern. There is something hidden about all this. Six of Pentacles. There's an extension. We'll get one more card. Did you see that? It's the last ace. 3 out of 4 aces. So this is definitely entrepreneurial. This is definitely something creative. Wow. 3 out of 4 aces for the weekly covering the new moon. Wowzers. Oh, she does not want that deck. She wants this deck. Okay. I just do as I'm guided. I just do as I'm told. Someone's going to come out of nowhere. Someone's going to come out of nowhere. Someone's going to come out of nowhere. They have been hidden. They have been hidden from view, and they come out of nowhere. Oh my, what is this? Beloved. Beloved by the people. Or just loved. Very likable. Nobility of the spirit. Nobility of the spirit. Tell me about this Ace of Cups, please. What's this Ace of Cups? Please. What's this Ace of Cups? This emotional energy. Oh, we have... Interesting. We have the 7 of Wands, the 6 of Swords, and I saw the Chariot. Give me a second here. Yeah, it's the Chariot. Okay. Interesting. Okay. There's this energy of leaving something behind, having the upper hand, having a competitive advantage. Hermit at the bottom of the deck. Again, it could be this person that's in secret, or it could just be something... It could just be something, it's like brewing, like gaining in strength, gaining in potency, brewing, and then it just right out there. But there was this necessity, or this is a necessity to leave something behind, some either low self-confidence or some mental negativity behind. But it's like almost coming into your own confidence, like an emotional power. Ace of Pentacles, please. Ace of Pentacles. This is the financial part. Speaking of which, about all this emotional power, we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising energy. Doesn't have to be. This is an emotionally mature person. This is someone, and see, we are ready to talk about, oh, did I say that? I don't remember. I don't even remember if I said that in the President's report about being ready to talk about feminine toxicity, because this is emotional power. Now, there's people that use emotional power and toxic femininity to guilt people, emotionally guilt people into things, or to emotionally hijack a situation and make everything about them, or whatever it is. And then there's emotionally strong people, emotionally powerful people that use that energy to transform the tone of the room, that transform little child's low self-esteem, that transforms energy from one state into a whole nother state for the positive. This is what, I really do hesitate to say mother, because we all have feminine energy within us. And so even if you didn't get it from your mother, or if you're not a mother, you still need to be a mother to yourself. You still need to, manage yourself, nurture yourself, and create an environment, create a little world, a little reality. So those of you that are dating, getting to know someone, what reality are they creating? And do you want to be in their world? And do you want to be part of it? Is their world the same world that is being fed to people on TV or on YouTube or in, whatever the norms are, whatever the society is saying, whatever little groups are saying, whatever little niches and cliques and subgroups, what are they subscribing to? And what are they creating, and what are they propagating, and how are they grooming themselves? I'm telling you, don't focus on changing people. We've done learned that, I think, right? My golden oldies that have been here for a couple years, we done learned that. So this is like having the emotional intelligence to just accept what you're seeing, accept what people are showing you, and then create for yourself. This is interesting, though, to clarify the Ace of Pentacles. This is you. Actually, there's a lot of Cancerian energy with the Chariot here, too. This is making an emotionally wise financial decision, investment decision. And if this is a relational, just like picking the right person, picking the right situation, the right time, the right, variables. Hermit, please. That kind of did want to come out. What is it? It's the Five of Swords. That wanted to come out in a different, maybe the other deck too. Wow. Someone had to slay some beasts. Someone actually had to defeat some enemies within and externally. Opposition. Any and all forms of opposition. Whatever this new beginning is for you, this has had to overcome some, familial opposition, your family judging you for what you want to do or who you like or what you're into, or your friends are jealous of you, or your coworkers are trying to poo-poo something because they think it's, whatever it is. But that's also part of what's been happening behind closed doors, which is an interesting competition energies. What's this? Six of Pentacles, please. Six of Pentacles. Ooh! All right, give me a second here. This is interesting. We have the Devil and the Nine of Swords. So I feel like this is an anxiety that is a little bit like, and the Star at the bottom of the deck. Whatever you're worried about, whatever you're mentally stressed about, that's what you need to move on from. Someone has to overcome, this could either be like a psychological fear or an inherited fear. It's like if you're afraid of commitment, you're afraid like I can't commit to anyone, but I want to. I want to commit to this person. I want to commit to this job. I want to commit to this company. I want to commit to this investment, whatever it is. You know, go back to the root of why that is, of where does that come from? And ask yourself, is that your energy? Because that could just be grooming. That could just be the record of like society or the generational influences that you grew up with, or your parents' generational influences that they grew up with. Whatever that is, really assess it and really ask yourself, is that you? Because this is not. There's something preventing you from reaching out. There's something preventing you from moving forward. It won't by this Thursday, Friday. It won't. This will be blasted to smithereens by then. But just know that this is energy that you're working through. You're going to overcome it. Oh my, that's messed up. Man, my smile could look really like the Joker, or it can go like, it's pretty, I have pretty good face muscles. Okay, Ace of Wands. So let's see, this is like a breakthrough moment, this Ace of Wands, I feel, because the cup and the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, it's a little bit, Ace of Pentacles is more solid. Seven of Pentacles, been waiting. This is interesting. Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is really interesting. This is very likely this new moon energy, represented in the sorry. This is very likely leading up to your new moon, and what you have to, the last little dregs of the Leo full moon that we're just like losing as the moon gets less and less to renew herself with the sun. So there's this last little bit of hesitation. There's this last little bit of, if it's not, it's some sort of obstacle, either an internal obstacle within yourself where you're not feeling secure with a new beginning, where you're not feeling strong in a new start, where you're not feeling confident in something different. That's where your attention needs to go and figure out, is that grooming? Is that a societal structure? Is that a parental structure, an ancestral structure? Is this really you? Is that really who you are? And if you don't know that answer, then you get to redesign yourself from the bottom up, especially with this new moon energy. So this has been a change in you that's been a long time coming, and you are very much empowered to make the changes that you need to make. I'm telling you that I'm picking up this last little obstacle bit, but it looks very, very internal. So like I said, lean into the conscious self-awareness. You're really stressed about reaching out, and either to a person about a love situation, or to a business idea, or like a business proposition to someone, or it could even be that you are in a different commitment and you're trying to move away from it, or your energy is really scattered and you really can't be present for something really great happening for you because your energy is like, you know, in a past relationship with an ex, or it's in a family drama swirl thing, telenovela, or it's in a worry about the world in the future, or it's somewhere other than what you can control. And remember what I've been saying. I know I've been a little all over the place today too, but to bring it back to what you can control. And look to other people in your life, the ones that you're dating, falling in love with, living with, working with, collaborating with, working in a very intimate sharing. I'm talking about sharing your energy with other people for love, for work, for whatever. And see how self-aware they are. See how self-aware they are of the reality they're creating. Because they're either going to be self-empowered and they're going to be trying to learn, trying to grow, or they're possibly going to be in a victim mentality where they're a victim of the world, a victim of the times, a victim of their family, their parents, their partners, life itself, the government, and you control your reality, and you control who you choose to share and build your reality with. But it starts with your reality. Okay. Advice. You're going to be okay. On the floor again. Excuse me. Take time to breathe out. Disseminating moon energy, and a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra energy. This is going to be a fantastic new moon for Libra, sun, moon, rising. It's in the 5th house, the most romantic area of life. And so you guys are going to have a total reboot in that sense. Okay, so I feel like this really speaks to the person that's, if this is like a relationship for you and you're hesitant to reach out to your partner or to reach out to your spouse or to reach out to someone you're dating or even start talking to someone new, you're not giving yourself enough credit. I feel like you're probably just worried, like just general anxiety. Take time to breathe out, and a win-win outcome is forecast. So it looks like there's 3 aces on the table. So I really feel like this is, all the opposition looks to be internal. There does seem to be this Queen of Cups who's very emotionally like confident and spiritually mature. So someone's holding it down. It's probably this other person that's just a little anxious, which this is a very mental energy. So you will likely see people that are kind of just like spazzing out. They don't know how to channel the energy. And that's what I'm here to help you with, is channel this energy and use it for your life to make the very best life that you possibly can for yourself. So I hope you guys got a lot out of this. This is a fantastically exciting and fun week. Have fun. Make your reality fun. Actually, if romance is not part of your life like at all, this Thursday, Friday would be a fantastic time to do anything that you love. What do you enjoy? Is that movies? Is it music? Is it crafts? Is it Zeppelins? Like whatever it is, you will enjoy it very, very, very much. And tune in because I'll be live streaming on YouTube for the new moon on Thursday the 11th. I love you guys. Take really good care. Have a fantastic week. I will see you on the new moon. Until then, my dearies, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Meeting adjourned. Mwah.